welcome. Here we are, and so glad to be back. It's been a while since we've done a show together.
Yeah, almost like what, February, March, sometime
I
around
think
there?
so, yeah, sadly. And we're going to do better on that, and we will explain more as we get on in the show. But I'm Mary Ellen, and I am here with the very popular clairvoyant medium and author of 3 books, Jerry McDaniel.
Two
books, soon to be 3 books, right?
Yeah,
Soon to
next
be
year,
4.
hopefully. Next year, hopefully, yeah.
Yes. And so where do we even start? There's just so much to catch up on since we haven't been on. But for those that haven't listened before, the purpose of us doing these shows is Jerry is a clairvoyant medium and a very good one at that. And
Thank you.
The purpose of this is to give people proof, evidence of life after death, to give people hope. Just to bring that piece to people about the whole process of crossing over, that we're all going to be together again at some point in time, and some sooner than others with the communication that you're providing for them. So, and we've just had so many great stories. If anybody is from outside of the United States, we'd especially like to hear you say hello as well. We've had people from all over the world, UK, Ireland. We've got friends there. And what it was, Australia or New Zealand, I think.
I can't remember.
That show. Yeah, that was awesome. So everybody's saying, some people it's their first time here. Some people are saying that they're glad we're back.
Oh, fantastic. Glad to be back.
So, the premise, the first thing that we do is we like to chat just a little bit, kind of, let the energy settle. We'll get to readings in a little while, and then I'll explain to everybody how we pick who will get readings. Jared, hi. Hey, Jared. We wanted to talk about current affairs because there's so much going on today. So where do we even start with current affairs? Russia, Ukraine, the Titanic sub. What do you think? What do you think about the state?
It's funny you mention that because last night, looking for something to watch, my wife Mary turned on the movie Titanic, and I walked away because it is a 4-hour movie, but it's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Very well done, and your hearts go out to the families. And I like James Cameron an awful lot. I think he's a great visionary, a great director. Mm-hmm. He's been down to the Titanic 33 times, and he said, it's sad, surreal, but isn't ironic that they had warnings, like the Titanic had warnings about icebergs, and they had warnings about the submersible. Mm-hmm. And it didn't go well. We hope and pray that it went as quickly as possible, that they've crossed over as quickly as possible, especially for the young man, the 19-year-old. But just a lot of sad news. Ukraine and Russia, who thought that would still be going on, and
listening to the astrologers. I'm sorry. Well, I don't mean to cut you off. Listening to the astrologers, they have done the astrology of the guy that tried to start the uprising that's now living in Belarus, of this Wagner mercenaries. But they all say there's more to the story, that there's with the astrology of it. And I'm really interested to see, what it is or how this will play out. I have a feeling this isn't over. So
no. And there is an undercurrent, and it's something I saw or read, but it was kind of that there was a threat to his families and to a lot of the families of the people, and which now that's what I read. Who knows? Mm-hmm. But it's it was last year that I had a message from Spirit. I'm not a horoscope. I love horoscope, but I'm not a horoscope aficionado. And the message was that a dictator would fall. And now Putin's not the only dictator in the world. There's multiple dictators, right? So we pray for the Russian people as always, because, their sons are coming home, unfortunately, in body bags, and pray for Ukraine. And, Mary, the thing is, what does that country look like? Right. Even if they quote win, what is it? Why does that keep going out? What does that country look like? And so we pray and give them light. And again, in the town square of Kiev is a beautiful, beautiful statue of Archangel Michael. He is the patron saint, I think, of Kiev or Ukraine, like one of the two. So I just don't think that you mess with the archangels. Right. And even though we wish it would hurry up, we all know in the continuum, I use a time-space continuum anyway, of the afterlife, it's just, that's like 20 years. And for us, 20 years is 20 years. And then, it's hard to even watch the news domestically because, you go, okay, I'm trying to find some good. I'm trying to find some positive, but positive doesn't, we all know positive doesn't sell newspapers. And so you look for the positive. It's hard. And during the pandemic, we were all sequestered for the most part. And then all we could do was watch TV and what else? And so breaking out of it, yeah, I mean, there is some good stuff going on. We just gotta use collective energies to bring that to the surface.
I think this is a good reminder too, to try not to take on too much of the energies of what we're seeing on the news,
right? And
not let it affect us to the point where, because I know a lot of people were, the sub, I hope they're not suffering. What if, but that's not helping anything, even if they were stranded, down there. And it reminds me of the whole analogy about the cord to the toaster. The toaster is here, and then you've got the cord that plugs into a huge amount of electricity in the wall, but the cord never gets tired.
Yeah.
It just lets the energy run through it. It just knows how to let it flow through it. It doesn't, and I think that it's easier said than done. I know, when so much is going on in the world. Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're on a delay. You're on a bit of a delay there.
And I don't know why.
Oh, that's okay. It looks like you're not saying anything, and I'm actually speaking for you, almost like a ventriloquist kind of act. So maybe you've been working on that. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you no matter which political side, it doesn't matter. You try to block out the news, and it's tough. And so you look for positive things that can feed the energy. Because if you think about it, Mary Ellen, critics say there are 7 basic emotions, and only 2 of them are positive. And so,
what are those?
Yeah, joy and surprise.
Interesting.
The other 5 are anger, fear, disgust. I knew it, like trying to name the 7 dwarfs. I'm always 1 or 2 short, Mary Ellen. And so it's no wonder that we love, unfortunately, negativity. We love negativity, and we like to say we don't, but we do. We're always kind of on that path of negativity. It feeds in here. It just feeds it.
That's why the news stations are so popular. They only show the bad news and the horrific news, it seems like.
Yeah, I think disgust was one. I may have mentioned that anyway. I'll talk about those emotions a lot because it really takes a lot to sift and navigate through the negative energy and find a positive and bring it home. Yeah, so a lot going on, but there's good news here too. There's good stuff happening. And
I thought it was interesting because I've studied reincarnation at length. And there was identified that there was 10 different points that you can use to identify if somebody is a reincarnation case, like if you can identify who they were the reincarnation of. But one of them is familial lines. Sometimes we might reincarnate in the same family. And usually if you do, you'll have a group of people around you, but your mother may not be your mother this time, maybe your daughter, or, different connection. Your husband one time could be your father another. It sounds weird, but it's the truth. That's just how we, experience the different things. But I thought it was very interesting that the widow of one of the men killed in the Titanic sub, her parents were on that ship, or one of her ancestors, I believe. Succumbed on the Titanic, which I thought was very interesting. And Those things are usually too much to be coincidental. So
Yeah.
there could be some karma going on there too, which is none of our business or concern. And, so that's why it's hard to, be judgmental or, really invest too much emotion in it. It is what it is. That was their journey, quite literally, and it really was very sad. And of course we, have nothing but condolences for the families of the people that were lost. And, but there always is more, I think, going on than we can see. What do you think about all of the ET information that's coming out lately?
Yeah, a lot. And I think you and I and others have had, and a lot of people probably on this have had an inkling of this was to come. And I always say the universe is like, it's a dimmer switch and not an on-off switch. And I think an on-off switch would cause the people to riot if we saw the reptilians or the Palladians, and I'm not familiar with all who's who, walking down the street, those various alien groups. And so a lot of that's, the other day, what was it? A green ball just came out of the sky and landed. People said it was a meteor. Well, right about that time, I know it sounds like conspiracy theorists, there's one or two people extremely believable, had not said, yeah, we saw about an 8-foot creature in the back hiding behind the shed.
I did read about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And these are credible people.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of this has been caught up. And now once the military, why am I screen keep doing it? Once the military and people like that start to talk, then they have no fear of repercussions or anything like that talking and saying here's that. And the thing I've been most fascinated with is near-death experiences. I attended Spiritual Awakening 2-day. I didn't attend all of it because they were going from 10 in the morning to 6 at night, but just some fascinating stuff that science really can't discount. It's almost like what you just said about the lineage of the person in the submersive. What's the odds of that? So if we can't calculate odds, then there's something to that. If we have the best scientists in the world, and you know me, I love science. I just got my bachelor's in metaphysical science, going from master's and doctorate. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. I was just looking for a class, and I said, okay, I'll take these 3. I think it's 3-year courses. But those things, when there's no explanation, it's okay there's no explanation. It's okay that we don't have to decode the universe. It's okay that it's a mystery. Just own up to the fact that the left side of our brain, the logical side, cannot contain everything that we want to contain.
Right.
And,
something else to consider. The analogy that I was given was our bodies. If a craft were just to land in the front yard and people were to get out, our bodies are literally going to go into a fear situation, even though our brains are saying, "Oh, I've been waiting for this." And the analogy that I heard was, imagine you're walking along, hiking in the woods, and you turn around and you see a panther 10 feet behind you. Imagine what your body will do when it sees that, triple that. And that's what it's going to be like when you go up and meet an ET for the first time, one that's clearly come out of a craft or whatever. So that's something else that I think that's why we're being sort of desensitized to this a little bit. Skinwalker Ranch, do you watch that?
I do. I haven't picked it up lately because Mary doesn't like that kind of stuff, and she kind of controls the one TV, which is fine with me. I have the TV up in the bedroom, but we don't like to watch TV in bed. And I had it up there to watch college football while she was watching Grey's Anatomy on Thursday night. So anyway, that's enough of that. But yeah, I watched it, but I think I told you the first few episodes, I'm just skeptical. And it's good to be skeptical. It's almost like you hear a sound, you go, what was that? Yeah. And don't draw conclusions, even if there's something there. Just take your time, look at it for what it is. And now there's a lot of energy there. And obviously there's something there. They have a whole series, or else they wouldn't be doing it. And the guy that's very wealthy that now has bought, last 2 or 3 years. There's something there. And that, Mary Ellen, that's the thing that keeps us moving forward. There's something there. There's a mystery there. And it keeps us exploring. It keeps us navigating. It keeps on the path of discovery. It keeps knowledge going. If we knew everything, yeah, man, what a boring world. The fact that and the mind grows and the consciousness grows, which, by the way, they can there's artificial intelligence, but they can't do artificially consciousness or soul, right? And there's a reason for that. It's beyond their grasp. It's beyond our grasp. But if we would just look at things and observe and not jump to conclusions, and hopefully they'll find something. It's like, what's the one where they're digging for the treasure, buried treasure?
Oak Island.
What's that?
Oak Island.
Yeah. When the hell are they going to find something? Well, I've been watching this going, oh, we got this. And this is if I was the backer of that, I'd be going, bye-bye millions of dollars. Can you find something else?
I think they're getting a lot of revenue from advertising dollars.
Well, sure.
That's why maybe they've gone on so long. But this season of Skinwalker Ranch, I thought, was extremely compelling. And they've only been on a few years, not as long as that other show. But they've really amped up the energy anomalies, and they can measure it quite more clearly. But what is coming out this year was two things. One is that Travis, the astrophysicist,
right,
takes so seriously the things that that they were seeing on the ranch. He let the government know, and they did put together some type of task force, and he was on it, but he could not tell them. So we had to kind of confess to them that he'd been on this, and they wished that, that he had told them, because they were in this together. And he said, this stuff's pretty serious, and all was good. But what they're finding is, when they're doing these things that are making these spikes in the energy, and sometimes it's so specific, the electricity will go up, the magnetism will go down. So it's not, if it's an energy spike, everything should go up. It's just so fascinating. But they're finding so much UFO activity, including during the day. They've got a picture of a silver orb on the ranch during the day. I mean, it's so obvious that this is going on. And now there's another show called Beyond Skinwalker Ranch, where they're finding the same energy anomalies at other ranches in Utah and Arizona, which are all right in that, kind of area. But I do think that that's what they're doing, that it's because they're, like you said, they're not ready to just land a ship and get out. It's they need to kind of desensitize people to this and get it. But I love that the military people that are talking about what they've seen and everything. I just think it's really interesting. It's really, it's kind of fun. So
it's a little bit different. I bring comedy into it. It's a little bit different than the movie Mars Attacks, when the Martians land and they release the doves. I'm sorry.
I remember that. Yeah.
Folks, Jerry hasn't changed a whole lot. I want to let you know.
Now, while you're taking your drink there, some people are already asking about readings, and what we'll ask to do, we'll start the readings in a few minutes. But if you would like a reading, we need you to type all in caps. If you would have a question, or if you would like a message from Spirit, which Jerry picks, we'll see whatever comes through. The questions need not be personal. We don't need any of your information or anything like that. And, we'll see what comes through. So sometimes people say, my father just passed, can you get a message? But we don't know who's going to come through or how it is. And if you don't say anything, often they will. And then that is verification or some validation for you. So if you would like a reading tonight, or, type in caps, in all caps, whether you have a question or whether you would like a message from Spirit, and then we'll start that shortly on. But let's talk about Jerry.
Yes.
For those of you who would like to know more about Jerry, your website's jmacmedium.com, and it's all new and improved. So if you haven't been there,
love my website. Love the new website.
Now, if people want to get a reading from you, they would go to the website, right? Like a long reading.
Mary Ellen, there's several different ways. They can text me, they can call me. And now it's shortened because I was out about 7 or 8 weeks on readings, because I only do 2 or 3 a week, so I can focus more on spending time with the family and doing things around the house. And not only that, but trying to get back into meditation after about a 3-year lull. And so, but now it's about, I don't know, that's about 3 or 4 weeks in terms of scheduling. And, but you can go to and you can also go to send me an email, jmacmedium@gmail. Everything is jmacmedium.
Okay. And then your newsletter, that's going to scroll down there at the bottom. If you'd like to get Jerry's newsletter, email jmacmedium@gmail there too. So
yeah. And the new one, new improved, is going to come out in a week or two. 99% of my clients are women, and my newsletter looks like something out of the dark ages for men. The caveman would come out and look at the newsletter and go, whoa, that's good. But so we're trying to make it not more fun, but women have more energy than men, and we get that. And so it's starting to look like, and I want to have more energy. That's what I want. I need more feminine energy. We don't have feminine, masculine energy. I need to have more feminine energy in that newsletter.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Renee is asking if you still have your podcast.
The radio show. Renee, God bless you I don't, simply because I was doing the radio show and then I went into the hospital for 8 months, and they changed. They sold the radio show. It's now Hispanic, and the whole group is Hispanic. I don't speak English. I'm sorry, I don't speak English.
I know what you meant.
I speak Southern and Pig Latin. I'm fluent in Pig Latin. But Renee, it's changed hands, and so and you can tell Renee, thank you for being a listener of the J Mac Medium Show. But my voice doesn't lend itself to doing a radio show. The energy and the voice just still isn't there, and this will probably be about as fast as the voice gets.
And for those that don't know, Jerry was in the hospital for 8 months in a coma for 7 of the 8, or how long were you in a coma?
Yeah, it wasn't that long, but it was a long time. It was about the first 45, 60 days. And I had a mini stroke in there, which still affects my cognitive. And so if somebody wants a message, and I may forget the name or whatever, Mary Ellen, you're doing a great job of keeping me on track. I just forget things. And so it takes a while to come back from 2 transplants, as a heart and a kidney transplant. Mm-hmm. And I thought I'd be back by now. I'm probably about 85, 90% back. And
yeah, it's amazing. Because we really, prayed you were going to survive that time. And I consider it a near-death experience. I don't know if you do, but you are literally a walking, talking miracle. And I love hearing about how sometimes your intuition will all of a sudden just kind of amp up too.
No.
And you got started with this fairly late in life.
I did. I'm 68 years old, and I discovered my gifts when I was about 57 or 58. I attended a circle. Our housekeeper, who is Annette Brown, she's not a housekeeper anymore, but she moves over to Titusville, so she does housekeeping over there. But she is head of the Spiritualist Church of Awareness in Orlando, which I'll be speaking at, not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
How would they find information on that?
Go to my Facebook page, and I have everything on my Facebook page. I don't think the website's been updated to include that because it was just too short notice.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm always posting things on my Facebook page. Yep.
Okay. And some of you are watching on YouTube. If you're not on Facebook, that's why we've got Jerry's website on here, which jmacmedium.com. So before we get started with the readings, and people are anxious because we haven't been on in a while. Let's just talk a little bit about Spirit Fest. So Jerry was doing Spirit Fest right in the beginning, when we were like 20 booths, and we just had so much requests to get bigger and to do more. We have speakers all day, every day. Right now, we've been doing the shows almost once a month in Florida, and we're now coming to the Northeast starting in October of this year. The first weekend in October will be our first show up here. So we're really looking forward to bringing our platform, I think, to more people. But that's why we kind of teased a little bit in the beginning about our show We are going to be doing more shows live from the sanctuary, although we're kind of looking for a new name. So if anybody has any suggestions, feel free to type it in the comments. But Jerry is talking about doing a weekly show instead of bi-weekly. And we promise we're going to get to a schedule and stick to it. And but we're going to be also having other guests, and it may be some of the different, and I call them vendors, but practitioners, healers, intuitives these are really top-notch people. These are really excellent, people that have studied their profession for a very long time and are truly experts in the field. And we like to chat. It's not just that they're, doing a commercial for what they do. Yeah. This is really kind of a get to know opportunity. How did they get started doing what they're doing? How can other people, that are interested maybe do what they do? So we're really looking forward to doing that. Marnie asked, is Spirit Fest coming to New York? Yes. Syracuse, New York, October 5th and 6th. And if you will go to our website, which I'm going to put up here in just a second, spiritfestusa.com, there is a tab for our yearly schedule, and you can see the entire schedule for the rest of this year. We hope to have the 2024 schedule up and then about maybe the next 3 months or so, once we get an idea. And we'll definitely be doing more in New York, New England, and maybe Pennsylvania, New Jersey, along those lines as well too. So super excited about that. We're going to be busy.
And if I could jump in, I don't know if you said it. If you did, I apologize. Everybody, Mary Ellen is actually in New York right now.
Yes.
She has a home in New York. So it's New
York.
So
I still have a home in Florida. My daughter's there, and I do still have roots there as well. But yes, I have a very nice little house literally in the woods in a very tiny town in central New York where I grew up. 11 generations of my family have lived in this town since about 1810 is when my first relatives came over here. And that's a kind of a funny story. I did not know this until I left. I knew my great-grandfather lived here, who raised my grandfather here. Then my mom and I moved here when I was in about 3rd grade, and I graduated from high school here. When we got our first computer in 1993, it was the year my daughter was born, I started doing family history work and then uncovered this. I lived here all these years and I had no idea the history that I had here. So, and I'm now a trustee at the Historical Society here.
Oh, good.
I love it though. And this gives me the peace. This is my sanctuary. And I feel like with being so busy and all that we're doing, I really just kind of need it. Orlando and Florida as a whole is getting really busy. And there's just a little bit more frenetic energy. I don't know what you think, going to your Starbucks every day, what that's like, but it's not what it was like.
Yeah, well, it's as I heard, did you ever used to watch Chris Lee Knows Best?
No.
I know they're in prison now for, but he had a quote. They were in a house and he said, "It's hotter in here. It's hotter than the hinges of hell." So right now in Florida, it's hotter than the hinges of hell. So, and one other thing about Spirit Fest Lakeland, I'll be there on Saturday from 12 to 2 doing a gallery reading. Only costs $20 plus admission. And everybody will get a message, either verbal or written. And I like to do that. And
yes. And they do sell out, and because we only have seating for 50. So if you're interested in going, and just go to the website, Spirit Fest USA, and then you can see all of the information on the Lakeland show coming up. We've got another show 3 weeks after that in August in Melbourne, Florida. And we'll be getting the information up about that shortly as well. So let's start with, okay, you ready? Ready for the readings?
Spirit is ready.
Let's see if I want to change our view. Let's get some of our spam off there.
There.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging in with us. We're really glad there's so many people here. Linda, would like a message from Spirit or a loved one?
Linda. I know a couple of Lindas that spell it like that. And okay, the first thing I'm hearing, or first thing I'm seeing, Linda, and by the way, folks, if you don't know, Mary Ellen knows I kind of like to look down. Just helps me focus. And Linda, this is like a grandfather type. He has a grandfather essence, and there's something with the clock. He's holding the clock. And so, and I don't know, I'm not saying his time's running out. I'm clairvoyant, right? So some of these things are going to be clairvoyant. Even though there are loved ones, there's still some clairvoyance there. And a lot of clairvoyance is symbolic, it's images and so forth. Very clearly he is speaking. And Linda, I don't know if it's paternal, which is my left side. Now you're saying my right, or maternal is my right side. So I have a feeling this is your father's father, but that's only because his essence is almost like a father, not a grandfather. And he's saying the clock, there's not enough hours in the day to do all that you have to do. And he said, and that's okay. Please relax. He shows me like, you're too young, probably, Linda, remember Ricochet Rabbit bouncing off all the walls. And he says, it's okay to not get everything done, probably for me too. But this is for you, in a day. And I don't know if Linda's has children, but the grandfather says the kid's going to be okay. He didn't say boy or girl. He just said the kid's going to be okay. Kid is going to be okay. And there's, he just issued a travel advisory. So if you're traveling, just beware. I'm not going to say don't take the trip. I'm just saying just watch. I say watch the weather. You do it anyway. But I would say just make sure you're very cautious, very careful. It's almost like a weatherman. In fact, he's showing me now. I see him. He's going, in the weather, we got a cold front over here. Very articulate and almost like an engineered analytical mind. He reminds me of these people that has an awesome left brain and right brain, left brain logic, right brain creativity. He loves you very much. And he says, I'm sorry to have gone so quickly. And loves you very much. Okay, say hi to the kids. He just said say hi to the kids. Unless you don't have children, you can have pets. I don't know how you're going to say hi to the pets, but you can. And says, please don't worry about tomorrow. Things will correct itself. Tomorrow will take care of itself. Very poetically. So I'm going to leave that with you. And thank you for, I recognize the spell of that name, and I recognize the deacon part. But anyway. Not sure I know her.
From Memphis, Jerry. I don't know that you've met her, but it would be ironic if you would know her from Memphis.
She's probably younger than I am. I'm 68, graduated from Fraser High School, met my wife after she graduated from Memphis State. So I love Memphis, just haven't been back there in a long time. So.
And I have a very visual memory, and I said, she knows my Poppy, and because I was picturing her with my dog. I have two completely different corgis since the last time I saw Linda. She's a very great animal communicator as well as a channel in her own right. But I have a black and white corgi, just like Wizard was who she knew, named Poppy, and she's an old girl now too. And then I have the red corgi, which has been on here sometimes. So anyway, Linda said thank you. So
my pleasure. Go Memphis.
But so, and people ask if we're going to come back to Memphis or not. So,
if you go back, I'd be there in a heartbeat. Hopefully, if I'm invited, hint, hint.
Absolutely.
I just love the city. Unfortunately, I buried my whole family there or in around that area, Shelby Forest and around that area. And but I still think it's a great city. I really do.
Yeah, it is. And I'm interested to see how it's changed over the years. I miss Shelby Farms with the buffalo. And everybody's like, yeah. Enough about the buffalo. Let's get on with the readings. Okay. Alice would like a message from Spirit, please.
As soon as you said the name and I saw the name, there's a lot of energy around music. I don't mean Alice. Well, how can I say this? I hear this Elton John song. Okay. If you know what I mean, it doesn't mean that's your song. Alice just means there's so much music. And, I'm hearing so much music now. It's only the lonely. And all this music, it's not dreary. It's just music. It's, there's beauty in being alone. And I'm not saying you're lonely, but it's beauty in being alone. And let's see. All right. So this is a mother spirit coming through. Heavy essence, heavy mother, could be mother-in-law, somebody who's like a mother to you. And saying, trust in your guts, trust in your instinct. Alice, I'm feeling you have gifts. Linda, the last person I get a chance to tell her she had gifts. It kind of came in after we disconnected. But you have gifts. You have many gifts. I think one of them is writing. I see you writing stuff, almost like blogging, or you know. And this mother-like essence is. I'm just going to call her mom, if that's okay, Alice. I mean, you may be really young, and your moms may be still living. Not trying to hurry them into the spirit world, but somebody is commenting on your cooking. Let's see what the comments are. Yeah, there's another one. She said, you just don't give yourself enough credit. Give yourself credit. And there's, I saw travel for a moment, Alice, but then I saw a move, like a physical move. I don't know if you're in Georgia. Is it Georgia? I don't know. Anyway, there's energy around Georgia. Okay, I don't know if that's where you are, or that's where you're going to visit. I don't know, but there's energy around Georgia. And so, but this mom says whoever it is, says she misses you, loves you very much, and almost like the last year of her life wasn't what she wanted it to be, because maybe this is a grandmother, that has a mother-like essence. And there's teacher energy around you. You're a really good teacher. You may be a classically trained teacher that taught in schools like my wife did for 30, 40 years, or you may just be teaching. But this mom, I'm going to call her mom, says, please keep teaching. And spirit says, keep teaching. And there's an angel around you. And I don't see angels. I just know the energy. Michael's around you. So that's archangel, right? And saying, yeah, you need some protection, but the protection can also come from within here, Alice. You have a big heart. Just realize some of it you got to pull back on. It's okay to say no. But this mom loves you very much. I keep saying this mom because I don't know if it's mom or not. And that the grass is, in fact, greener on the other side. So if you're thinking about moving or doing something drastically or whatever, I can't tell you yes or no. I can just tell the energy is there to at least investigate if you're going to physically move. Okay. Thank you, Alice.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Next is Mandy, like a message from spirit.
Sorry, I'm swaying to the Barry Manilow. Mandy, you know how many Barry Manilow concerts while I was wooing my wife that I agreed to go to? Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Don't sing.
No. We'll see viewership go. And okay, Mandy, what I'm getting right now from spirit, Mandy. Now, to me, spirit is I love the last name Overton. It reminds me of Overton Park, and then what the zoo is the zoo in Memphis in Overton Park. I can't remember. Anyway, it's time for change. It is time for change. Take the risk. Oh, there's energy around taking the risk. If you thought about it, take the risk. It's well worth it. It's a bumpy ride, but it's like riding on a plane and you're going to Hawaii, right? There's going to be air pockets bumpy, but when you get there, holy cow, or going to where I want to go to, Scotland. And so it's a bumpy ride, but it's okay. And the naysayers, and the finger pointers, I'm going to tell you to don't do it. Listen to that women's intuition, which is so strong, stronger than men's. We have to work at it. That's okay. But it's so strong, Mandy. This is a female coming in real quick from the world of spirit, talks about a bottle opener. Now, this is real specific and also really strange. So I don't know. It's a bottle opener. You know, you guys, you're probably too young to remember bottle opener. And so I don't know if this is a memory from the past, but I'm seeing a bottle opener, and I'm saying a female, could be mom, could be grandmother, could be aunt, could be mother-in-law, could be what have you, that's passed. Again, these are people that have passed. And there's clairvoyance. It's time to open your gifts up. This is a sign from the universe, sign from spirit with this female. You know, Mandy, this female I think is a spirit guide. I really think it's a spirit guide. Now, if there's a connection with bottle opener, then I'm incorrect. But I think because there's a lot of energy and like I won't say halo, but a lot of bright light. And normally, if spirit guides come in, okay. And so I don't know if there's Native American around you, but now a Native American, Mary Ellen, there's so much energy coming in. This is just like a mosh pit. We used back in the day, we rushed the stage. At my age, I just kind of walk to the stage. I don't really rush to anything. But there's so much going on with her, with energy, and it's all really good. It's all really good. Time to open up the bottle with your gifts. At the same time, there's this female that I don't know if it's a mom. If it's a mom, I'll correct myself, but it looks like a spirit guide. And there's Native American spirit guide near her as well. Time to move, time to navigate, but do it in your own time and listen right here. Nobody can tell you what to do. Listen right here. Okay? Thanks, Mandy.
Awesome. Well, that's exciting. That's a lot. Yeah. All right. Next one. Anita would like a message from Spirit, please.
I know this person. Oh, wait a minute. All right. I'm hearing music. But the song isn't Anita. It's from the Beatles. It's lovely Rita Meter Maid. It wasn't Anita, but Anita, you can so much music around her. There's a current concern she has about a male person in the family. And I think it's a health concern above the waist. Could be stress. This is where men get stressed. But there's energy around his healing. And Anita, you have the energy you're a healer and an empath. You've probably known that all of your life. And so you're sensitive to energies and you can harness your energies to help heal. Why do I think this is boyfriend or husband? I'm not trying not to look at the picture. Or somebody, a male very close to her, And something happened to a member of the family. And Anita, this is from Spirit. Spirit to me is God's breath of divine energy. Everybody else is going to have a different interpretation, Spirit. Anita, you're not responsible for everybody. You're not responsible for everybody. And I do see, okay, so this little boy. So I don't know if somebody lost a child. There's a little boy there. And why do I think it's Anita's? And you're not responsible for what happened to the little boy. Wasn't his time. It doesn't. I know it matters to us how they pass. Mary Ellen, I get that. It matters to us. But in the world of spirit, the consciousness and the soul never dies. Intelligence, yeah. Consciousness, and no. And he's there, I think. Well, Anita, you I don't want to get too personal, but it's if there's any guilt, please get the guilt off, or somebody needs to get guilt off their shoulders. It's okay. The little boy's doing fine. And somebody with a T initial, and I don't know if they named this boy like Timothy or Tom or something. I don't know. But Anita carries the weight of the world on her shoulders. She does. She carries the weight of the world. And number one, it's okay to say no. That's how we save energy. And number two, you're not responsible for everything. It's okay. Things happen, unfortunately. Look at the first 30 minutes of our show. Things happen. Things just happen. And we don't get it. We have some clue because we're metaphysically sound. But anyway.
She doesn't have children, so she's not sure who that might be.
Yeah. Well, and this is someone who lost a child, so it could be somebody, but it's connected somehow to her. And keep in mind too, and I should have mentioned this at the very beginning, sometime, and I do this with the gallery readings, you'll see me doing Lakeland, sometimes Spirit turns some of these people into mediums. They're to deliver the message to somebody else. And I see it all the time in these groups where they say, so-and-so couldn't be here, but the card you gave me is for them. I was here for them. I'm going to hand the card to them. So, and so far, all these amazing women have had gifts, and I don't expect it to.
And just so everybody knows, Jerry does go in and look at the comments after the show.
Yes.
So if you get something in the next, couple of hours or even days, he will see it if you comment on it there. So but sit with it and just see kind of.
Yeah. And if I have time, it's not that I'm real busy. It's just that I'm old. I'm sorry. That was horrible. I will go in and try to this is Mary Ellen's show. It's not Jerry. This is Mary Ellen's show. So I will try to go in and answer some people that I didn't get to. Okay. Because not a damn thing on Netflix right now.
All
You
right,
know,
next, Nicole just wonders what you might get about her
uh,
financials. Yes.
okay. I got chills. Of course, we love Nicole. If you do shows, you see Nicole. She is one of the glues that, that's not a good analogy. Although she's one of the cornerstones of, is she not, Mary Ellen?
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
sanctuary. Because if Mary Ellen puts trust in somebody, she has to really trust them. Nicole does a great job. You'll see her at the front desk coming to Lakeland. Nicole, the end is in sight. And why do I feel that this message I've given to you before, the end is in sight, and the end is it's almost like, Nicole, there's a bag of money, okay, and it's not being released for somewhere. Now, this is extremely clairvoyant, unless you've robbed a bank, and if you have, then I don't know you. But this bag of money is clairvoyant, is almost like it's going to be released, meaning you're going to come into prosperity. Now, 2023, I used to tell people, is the numbers for prosperity is 7. I was wrong. 6 and 8 are. So next year, 2024, and you have the 4 for prosperity. But this is year for spirit. Your spirituality will lead to prosperity. That's what Spirit's telling me. Closing my eyes and I can see it. Trust in your gut, Nicole. I know you're a sacred person. You're an amazing person. You have a lot of gifts. Trust in your gut. And trust that you're on the right path. Because it's like, am I on the right path? Am I? And the Spirit is saying, if you're not on the right path, Nicole, it's going to become obvious and apparent very clearly. A lot of times, Mary Ellen, we get on the wrong path. We think we're on the right path, but we're only human. We only know so much. And Nicole, the end is in sight for prosperity. Troubles, not prosperity. Let me add troubles. One going to tell you, the end's in sight. You're not going to do too good. You're going to do great. But back half of this year, something will be released. Almost like when you, I don't say pray for prosperity, when you put your energy behind prosperity, all of a sudden it follows you. Because you deserve it. And it's almost like, Nicole, you've been waiting for this for a long time. So the time is here. Enjoy.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And by the way, I may hitch up for a loan. So just deal with it. I need new pair of scissors.
Okay. Next is Marnie Ann.
I know Marnie. Marnie. I know a Marnie.
Okay.
I'm not really good with last names.
All
And
right.
I love how they're going. I like a message from Spirit because, this isn't, I wish it was, but this isn't on demand where I can bring it. And by the way, it's your energy that is doing this. I'm only about 25%. I'm not even a third of the equation, which is fine. It's your energy from the other side. Marty, it's time. I see, Marty, my sign for starting over, which is scary to some people. I think it's like you're brave, your courage. And if I've given you a reading before, I don't remember it because we do this work. We don't, on purpose, we kind of erase that memory. So we're not giving you the same reading. But it's time. My sign is you're on a flip chart and you tear off the page of the flip chart. Did you just get sunny in here for some reason? I don't know. And it's time for a new chapter in your life. Sounds overly dramatic, but it's exciting for you because I think there's a new path you want to go on, and this is a really good path. It will lead to better relationships. That's all I'm hearing. I can't, I'm not going to go into too much personal here because we're in a group. Better relationships and a better focus, and you'll be able to see better what's in front of you. Right now, it's kind of a cloud, and we all go through it, Marty. But it's time for a new chapter in life. Again, my sign for that is staring at a flip chart because I used to train people. I use the flip chart, and you tear off the flip chart and you're starting something new. And there's something about writing with you too. I don't know if you're starting to write a book. Excuse me, or you've looked at writing a book or something. But it's some new and exciting stuff, Marty. It really is to get you out of the doldrums, the day-to-day routines that we all go through, that we all go, do I really have to get up and go to work? I'm retired, but I still get up early and do stuff. do I really have to do this? Do I really have to do that? Some of that stuff, Marty, we have to do, but there's going to be some stuff that you want to do that is going to be so obvious that spirit was speaking to you. Thank you, Marty.
That's exciting. Okay.
It is.
Renee would like a message from spirit.
Is this the same Renee? And she just changed her last name so she can get another message. I'm on to you. Didn't we have her name earlier, or am I just dreaming this? Okay. First time I'm getting Renee, something about twins. Now, if you've had children and that ship has sailed, I'm not saying you're getting pregnant with twins. I see something about twins. Now, I don't know, Renee, if I see in the spirit world, but the spirit world, I see a lot of people have come into your aid. And it seems like your universal house is kind of crumbling a little bit. We all go through it, and a little bit of depression here and there around you. Remember, Mary and I were just talking about how can you not get depressed, at least a little bit, by following what's going on in the world today. But you're an empath and you're taking on all those energies. And so Archangel Raphael, folks, is the Archangel of healing. I call upon Archangel Raphael. They're not men and women, but we give them men and women names, right? And some archangels are men and, they're the secular beings, and I'm probably using that word wrong. But there's a lot of angels around, and it's almost like they have their patent. There's a cold washcloth on your head, all the things to make you feel better. And because I think you're getting beaten down somewhere along the line. Don't know what you're doing for work, but it's kind of weighing on you. It's kind of weighing on you. And God bless you for being an empath, but it can be a blessing and a curse. I'm not an empath. I'm empathic, but that doesn't make me an empath. And that you're taking on the negative energies. And you're in the middle of the Hatfields-McCoys trying to stop two sides from fighting, probably family. Normally it is family, right? Family drama. And you don't own that. Renee, here's what I tell almost everybody I haven't said yet. You don't own other people's issues. You don't own. And if you're going, why are they doing it? Why are they doing it? They're doing it because that's them. It's not you. Yeah, there's a medical around here. For a moment, I thought I was talking to a doctor there, or a nurse, or there's something medical about her. Not injury wise, Mary Ellen, but just. And I think in a previous life, I don't do past life regressions, but in a previous life, I think she was the village. I'm going way back when they're villages, right? There still are over in Europe, but the village doctor. And she was a trendsetter. Oh, this is really because very few female doctors. If a female was a doctor back in the day, they'd say she was a witch. It wasn't. But she had enough energy to help people. And that's what she wants to do. That's what she's been doing, helping people. But it's kind of draining her energy a little bit. So just protect yourself and say a prayer of protection. Okay?
Very good. Okay. You ready? Do you need a sip of water before we go on to the next one? Or whew, thank you for hanging in, everybody. These are good.
I promised Mary Ellen I'd cut down the humor. And it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I take it, we take this very seriously. I do take it seriously. I just get myself out of the way a little bit. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go. And
it's interesting how they give you messages and how you perceive them, how they communicate with you through the symbolism. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, Tanya's asking if she may have a message from spirit.
I would show you, I said, somebody tonight is going to come through and is going to talk about playing it safe. And this is Tanya. I don't know if it's the same Tanya that helps you at Spirit Fest or another Tanya. But Tanya, it's okay to play it safe at times, but now is not the time to play it safe. Now, it doesn't mean you go and seriously, bungee jump and, stuff like that. But it's time to take a risk. It's time to be a daredevil. There's stuff you have to say. Your voice is very important, which means to me, you're a writer. You have a voice. I don't know if you speak publicly, but you should. You should. About the things you care about. Social justice is real important to Tanya. Real important. One day she may lead a foundation, and She can disagree with it, but I got to tell you, there's social justice around her because she's a global empath, right? And you are too, Mary Ellen. And what happens in the world affects her. And it's probably most of the women that have come through here. And it's okay, Tanya. It's going to be all right. But take a risk. Be a daredevil. Take a leap of faith. Trust in your intuition. That's your soul talking to you. Trust in your higher self, the point of contact with God. We have three selves, a false, a true, and a higher self. False and true self are philosophical. The higher self is metaphysical. And that's the point of contact with God. That's your crown chakra, right? And just trust. Relax, allow, and trust. Relax, allow what you hear at night, especially in your dreams, when the veils are a little bit thin, and trust in what you get even during the day. I was told the other day, Tanya, that I'm working on a book. I was told I need to write a book about religion. And I'm supposed to write it at the same time I'm writing this book. Now they're going to be 3 or 4, 5 years, but it was so clear and so loud. I went, okay, so now I'm writing 2 books at once, and I have a hard enough time with my ADD writing 1 book. But that's how we listen. We act upon this, and then it's blessed. It's blessed. It's blessed. Spirit blessed. Universe blessed. Take a risk. You're going to be blessed. And somebody on the other side, don't know who, and maybe the universe saying, take that trip. There's a trip that you need to take. So cool.
Okay.
Is that the Tanya that helps us?
It is. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Good to see you. Talk to you soon. All right. Well, that's exciting for Tanya. Okay. All right. Jessica has a specific question about her business that she's wanting to open. Just kind of, what do you think about? What do you get about that?
Yeah. And Jessica, you probably heard me say a while ago, Spirit doesn't really want me to do yes or no, but when you hear me say there's a lot of energy around that means it's good energy. If it's not a good energy, I'd say, and Spirit would say maybe wait, but I'd say within the next 60 to 90 days. And why do I feel this is not only internet, but it's also brick and mortar? And I could be wrong. And I see pets, so I don't know if it's something to do with pets. But what you're doing has a spiritual aspect. There we go. And anytime, Jessica, we're looking at opening a business, and I think you actually have the logo in mind. You have the phrase of the business, and just another one. It's daredevil time, Jessica. Except this will be a soft landing for you. At the first 60, 90 days of this business may go very slow, and all of a sudden, Katie bar the door. You're probably too young to remember that expression. That means the barn door is open, and no, it doesn't. I don't know what that expression. Anyway, ADD kicking in. It means it's going to take off and provide a nice income. 2024 will be the real year for revenue stream, for producing a lot of revenue. But why do I feel, Mary Ellen, this is spiritual, but it's also metaphysical in nature too. There's something about this. And I don't know if there's crafts. I'm seeing shiny things, not because I have ADD. I know what you were thinking, but I see shiny things, like, I don't know, jewelry and stuff. And I don't know.
She's volunteering the information. Yes, she just did all of the things that you mentioned. And it is a metaphysical store that she's interested in opening.
Jessica can't get enough of them. Cannot get enough of them. Don't look at the others as and by the way, you can probably keep, sell my books. Sorry, get that little plug in. But this is going to be blessed. And she's real close to angels. Angels mean a lot to her. And so and angels pay attention to that. They pay attention to that. You give them, you make them happy. You make angels happy. Quite honestly, you make God happy too with the person that you are. You care a lot. Just watch the energy. You're an empath. We've had nothing but healers and empaths tonight, and it's just phenomenal. I just love to see the new businesses with women. I really do. And so does Spirit. Spirit really does.
So we should have time to get through everybody that has requested a message thus far. So I don't
Sure.
know that we'll be able to get anybody after this moment. But I just wanted to remind everybody, if you're interested to know more about Jerry, go to his website at jmacmedium.com. That way, or if you would like a longer reading or just to learn more about Jerry and his books. And then I've also got the email newsletter information there at the bottom to email jmacmedium@gmail.com. And then you can keep in touch with Jerry too. So
Great.
I wanted to just give you a minute here.
Thank you.
It's not in any place that we've been. This is out of town, that Jessica. But anyway, she said thank you. So if you have any more thoughts, you can just put it in the comments later. Yeah. Okay, who is next? Violet. I love that name.
Oh, I do too. Violet just tuned in. Violet, I'm so sorry. We're out of time because I'm just kidding.
Just kidding.
Almost made it. Violet. Oh, I love that. I can barely see her picture. My gosh, there's so much energy just coming off the path. How can I put this? It's coming through very, very strongly. Violet, you have a lot of energy. And in your relationships, if some of that doesn't work, you can't help it. There has to be, Violet, in any relationship, and maybe I'm talking more personal relationship, but don't mean to tread, Violet, but in any personal relationship, there has to be an equal exchange of energy, and I call it just the law of equal exchange of energy is what I call it. And you have a lot of energy that can overwhelm those who can't handle the beauty of your energy. And that's not your fault. It's who you are. And God, I feel like Dr. Phil here. This is horrible. I want to get out of this because it's none of my business. But just know, okay, I gotta say this. And Mary Ellen, she may be in the most greatest relationship ever known to humankind, but I feel there's some loneliness at times, and like sometimes people don't understand her. That's because her energy. She's from another world. It's just like she's from another planet. She's an old soul. She's lived many past lives. She has all the wisdom here and probably doesn't understand why people can't understand her. And I don't think I'm way off on this. And if her husband is listening, I'm sure the relationship is great. And so this may be work relationships, may be family relationships. I just tell you what I get. I try not to go too deep, but she too doesn't give herself enough credit. Give yourself credit for what you do, who you are, and what you do to help people. I see a job shift with her. I see a career shift, something. And it's almost like either she's at home running a business or she's going to be at home running a business. And I don't know where she lives and none of my business, but I see a lake near. So I don't know if she's thinking about moving. There's a lake there, and water gives us so much energy, right? Water gives us so much energy. And also water is a sign of emotions. I just feel really good about where she is in life and where she's going, Mary Ellen, and take your energy with you. It's part of you. I'll put it this way. It's your energy. In my metaphysical studies, I've learned the phrase energy signature. It's your energy signature. It's who you are. And she needs PR, something about public relations with her too. She needs to be out in front talking to people about very important stuff. And I see European travel at some point. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And Violet, I hope I didn't go too deep, but I always ask Spirit, can we kind of, soft landing a lot of this stuff? Spirit goes, just say it, Jerry. Okay.
She said she does have a side business, so that's very, very interesting.
Okay, good.
So, okay. The next person, hang on, where'd they go? Bear with me. Goes by Wildlife. Would appreciate a message from Spirit.
Yeah, Wildlife. You can try to disguise your name, but we know, Mary Ellen and I know with our energies and our gifts, we know who you are. I'm just kidding. I was just getting to ask where the men, and I wonder if this is a man. Lot of Native American energy around here, a lot of Native American energy. And again, a lot of metaphysical gifts. I don't know if she does tarot cards or something, but there's, and I know you got the wildlife, but the fire is in an element near you too. And fire is represented negatively and also very positively. So there's fire around you a lot, and in a good way. And Mary Ellen, I think she has Native American spirit guides. I am looking at a lot of Native American energy around her, and also Aztec, and I'm seeing something on the wall. So I don't know if she has some of that stuff on the wall, and I'm also seeing Africa. So I'm seeing travels. So I don't know if she travels, or those are places that spirit wants her to go to experience more. I think she's like a shaman, and I hope that's not sexist. With the mun at the end, the word man at the end, but she's enlightened, very much so. Could be doing this, should be doing this, and maybe she does this, readings and helping people, and her energy is very overwhelming, and I wouldn't say her because there's a feminine energy. If it's a man, that means his feminine energy is stronger than the masculine. But I think it's a woman. And she needs to act on her impulses. A lot of times, wildlife, we're taught to not act on impulses. Spirit is saying, act on your impulses, because it's almost like you're getting the same thing time and time and time again. That's spirit. And they're going to keep sending it to you until we get the message. And I go through the same thing, right? And they're just, spirit is happy where you are, but not quite satisfied, because there's much more for you to do, and you know it. So get moving. And she's very globally. Save the planet one soul at a time. That's what spirit said. Good Lord. Yeah, I really like the energy of wildlife. I won't say wildfire, but wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's all I got. Thank you, Mrs.
Okay, we love feedback, wildlife. So if you want to make comments, we always are interested. We do have just a couple more here. Next is Jenny. Ooh. A message from spirit would be lovely. Ooh, okay. Where'd she go? Sorry. Okay.
Jenny, are you familiar with the Tommy Two-Tone? I like to sing for you now. Jenny, who can I turn to? Oh my goodness gracious. I bet you people are logging off right now. Very clear from spirit, Jenny. You need to give yourself a break. You didn't make a mistake. Pat yourself on the back. You made a decision and you stuck with it. And that's the right decision. It will bear out that you were correct. And Jenny, I give you the first thing that comes through. I know that last name. I think I know who this is, but I'm okay. It's just, I don't know who it is, but the name seems familiar. This is another writer. Should be writing. Sorry, Jane. But you don't take enough credit for the things that you do, and yet you all the blame seems to come rolling downhill. And it's okay to take credit. It's not bragging. You've done a lot of things right. And spirit says, please don't second. Oh, here comes a mom and a grandmother. Please don't second guess yourself. And Jenny, I don't know if you have a mom or mother-in-law or somebody like a mom in spirit, but it's like a mom and her mom. Okay. And I think there's turmoil, Mary Ellen, and drama at home, and not at home, excuse me, at work. And for the reasons that Jenny would understand, there's a lot of finger pointing, a lot of jealousy. Jenny, you can walk in with a Starbucks for everybody. And somebody would say, well, you only got me. I go to Starbucks every day, as Mary Ellen knows has. I've been there twice today. And I don't drink coffee, I drink tea. My wife drinks coffee. But you can walk in with a Starbucks for everybody, getting a grande, and somebody would complain that it wasn't a venti or a Trenta. You don't own that person's issues. There's one or two people at work or within the family, but it seems like work. It almost seems like Mary Ellen, she's in a family business. It seems like it's a family business. If you're in a family business, it's a tough spot to be in. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. I see, if you ever seen the movie Dead Poet Society, when they stand up on the chair and they're, carpe diem, right? And they're standing up on the chair, Robin Williams have to look at things differently and say stuff. It's almost like that's what I feel like you want to do. Stand up and a few choice words, which I won't mention here. Telling people where they can go, the destination south. It's not in Miami, it's further south. Hope she gets that. Okay, HE double hockey sticks, because when I was a child, we weren't allowed to say the word. But it's okay to have anger. It's okay to have anger. As long as, if we continue to breathe life into anger, we give birth to bitterness. That's going to be in my next book. And that's what we do. Just don't be bitter, which is an easy lesson for all of us. Okay. Jenny, I know that last name. I just don't know where I know it. So I hope it's been helpful. The grandmother says, take no prisoners. Why do I feel this isn't her? This is a mom and the mom's mom. And I don't know. Anyway.
Wildlife came back and said, thank you, Jenny. By the way, Wildlife came back and said, you hit the nail on the head. So that's exciting to hear that. So hopefully we get Jenny as well.
Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit.
So we have one reading request left. And this person, when they came on, said, good morning. So I think it's safe to say they're not in Florida or New York. Colleen would love to hear from her dad, if that is.
Oh, that is an Irish name. If ever I heard one, Colleen. Oh, we want to go back. If you're in Ireland or you want to go, it's been there twice. You live in New York 6 months out of the year. If I could afford it, I'd live in Ireland 6 months out of the year. I've just never had a place. Oh, your father comes through. Very humble, very, I want to say another word, but I don't understand what that word means. I know what it means, but I think I may get it wrong. So very humble and said, you did all you could do. There's nothing else you could do. So I have a feeling, a sense that he's talking about his passing. And it's almost like you were there, but you weren't there, and I think that makes sense. It's gotta, if this isn't Ireland, I apologize to the country and to the person, to Colleen. But anytime somebody says have a pint, even though I don't know if he drank or not, so that's the thing.
You're close.
Yeah, it's probably Scotland or UK. But have a pint. Anytime it's a pint of Guinness, which I don't drink anymore because of transplants. But or England, yeah, England. And Mary Ellen, sorry, there's just so much energy and and so many people coming in and have been in, and they're all kind of hanging around. They didn't know they're not. There's a whole crowd of everybody that's come in. They're all kind of together at this moment. That's what kind of happens. They may not be connected individually, but collectively they all came in. So the group, and they're all throwing a party, high five and stuff like that. But the father is almost, I'm sorry. He backed away. And I don't know, Colleen, if he's ever come through anything like this. A lot of times they come through and they go, is it okay to come through? He came, I could hear him very strongly. Now I can see him. And I can see his hands. His hands are, there's a lot of wisdom and energy in his hands, but also somebody who works very hard. That is my sign for somebody who works very hard. And he said, I am so proud of my little girl. And I have a daughter that gets us right here, right? As a daughter. I'm not a daughter, but I have a daughter. And every time I call her my little girl, and she's 40 years old, he said, I'm so proud of you. Don't think for a moment you didn't, Mary Ellen, we always wonder when our parents pass, did we meet their expectations? Have we lived up to what they thought we would be in life? And I don't know if her mom is passed or not. I don't see her, but and the father has a lot of colors, could be a colorful character, or he wore a lot of colors, or life of the party, or what have you. But he is just so, so proud of you and how you go about the day. And I don't know if she had a bunch of siblings, and hopefully if she did, hopefully they're not listening, because he says Colleen was her favorite, but just don't tell the others. And he's talking about a little dog. He's asking about a little dog. I don't know if the little dog has passed or what, but he's talking like it. Little dog hasn't passed. But he just, he's talking about a car. So I don't know if she needs a car, if she works. I don't know if he worked on a car, or there's something about the car, or a car. And why
her mom's still here?
Her mom said, okay.
Yeah.
Even though this could have happened, Mary Ellen, years ago, it feels fresh to me for some reason. It feels fresh. And don't know how old he was when he passed, but let's say he was 70. Well, he looks, and I think in real life, he looked 10 years younger to me. Let's say he was 60, he looked 50. Now he looks young, and don't know if there's something with the lungs or whatever he had. My son, he had a cigarette and just kind of threw it away. It could be I had lung issues. Something up here with the head. But he is just clear, and says, I watch you all the time. I watch over you. The little birds in the backyard, where the birds are in the backyard. And over here in the United States, we have cardinals. I'm sure they have cardinals there. And I don't know if it's a cardinal or not, though. Maybe almost like a robin or a hummingbird or a blue jay or something. I don't know. But those are signs from him, a lot of signs. And it says, keep living your life with absolutely no regrets. No regrets. That's probably the best message anybody could ever receive. And he's just so proud of you. And please quit emphasizing your mistakes, and instead emphasizes your successes, because you've had a lot. Almost like she owns her own little company there. I say little, could be big. I don't know. So thank you. What was her name? Colleen?
Colleen. Yeah. Feel free to give feedback, Colleen. We always are interested to hear that. So
what country was she from?
UK.
And now I'd like to sing God Save the Queen. Actually, God Save the King.
Yes, exactly.
The Queen.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody. We are well past our end time of 8 o'clock. And I'm so glad to see so many faces here. We missed everybody, and we will be doing shows more regularly, maybe even before 2 weeks. So keep in touch with us on YouTube, on Facebook. If you have not hit the notification bell on YouTube, please do. And that way you'll be notified when we've got another show queued up. And same with on Facebook. You can just look, and then we'll advertise when a show is coming up. So again, thank you, everybody. jmacmedium.com for info on Jerry, spiritfestusa.com for information on our next show in Florida. We'd love to see you. And thank you very much, everybody, for being here.
Have a great night.
Thanks. Bye-bye.